Harrowing images of piles of bloodied and burned bodies, including of small children and babies, have been emerging, allegedly taken after government forces and militia overrun Al-Baida and other parts of Banyas last week. These images, if verified, and I stress they're not verified at this point, indicate a complete lack of regard for the lives of civilians. There needs to be a careful investigation of each and every incident like this. We should not reach the point in this conflict where people become numb to the atrocious killing of civilians.
Context of IDPs and in the camp management.
The High Commissioner is renewing her plea that the situation in Syria should be referred to the International Criminal Court, saying she believes that serious human rights violations and other acts amounting to war crimes and/or crimes against humanity have been committed. We must make it clear to both the government and the armed opposition groups that there will be clear consequences for the people responsible for these crimes. The High Commissioner stresses that violence to life and person, in particular murder of all kinds, mutilation, cruel treatment, and torture, constitute very serious international crimes. We're getting consistent testimonies that suggest government forces are directly targeting key life-sustaining entities, such as bakeries and pharmacies, hospitals, and schools where civilians are sheltering. Depending on the circumstances, these attacks may constitute war crimes and/or crimes against humanity. The High Commissioner notes the disgraceful disregard for the protection of civilians is not restricted to the government side. The scope of violations by anti-government armed groups has also increased alarmingly. Recent reports suggest, for example, that some anti-government armed groups have been operating and hiding within densely populated areas, thereby seriously endangering civilians. Recent bomb attacks in Damascus have killed and injured dozens of civilians. The large number of civilian deaths and injuries suggest a failure on the part of those responsible to respect international law standards and principles, including the key principles of distinction, precaution, and proportion.